Good evening, everyone, and thank you once again for tuning in to the Real News Talk Show. My video show, audio, not video, audio show this evening is a very complicated audio discussion, which I will be speaking on Samuel Olsen, the little boy that was found, I think it was yesterday, in a motel out in Jasper, Texas. His body was found with his father's girlfriend. My thing is normally when a baby that belongs to a biological mother and biological father is missing, they must know. It is no way anyone can have a baby and not know where their baby is, what happened to their baby, and especially if the baby has been missing for quite some time. That father, if the baby was in custody of the father and the girlfriend, then the father should know just like the girlfriend should know what happened to that baby. This is a complicated situation. Um, in the same situation similar to the Malia Davis story, where it was just all kind of lies and twists and turns, and nobody knew anything, and everybody was lying to cover their own butts. And this is that same situation. But when I saw that interview, and I'm quite sure many people did see that interview, the first news interview where they were interviewing the girlfriend and the father, to me, they were very poor actors. In fact, I told a friend of mine, I said, oh my God, you can just see that they're guilty. It was just too much shoulder moving, face shaking, stuttering in the voice, overreacting, crying, and I mean, it was just a joke. When I saw that, I knew, and also the cops knew, and also the Equisearch, the guy that searched for bodies, he even said, it just, something stinks here. It just doesn't seem right. He picked up that the same thing I picked up, and many people picked up the same thing. And my thought is that I think that that father and that girlfriend know exactly what happened to that baby, that wonderful, handsome 6-year-old baby. I mean, and to carry on like they did, that fake acting, how could anybody do that? How can anybody do that? And then to top it off, that was really, really stupid of her to even go to the motel where she was staying with the baby's body. How could anybody be so cold to be in a motel with a dead body? I mean, that is really horrific. And in the end, they're going to find out it's just more to the story. It's more to the story. And I was wondering, why was she living in that motel? I guess the reason she could not let the motel go probably is because of the fact that if she would let the motel go, then the motel people would go in, cleaning up and everything, and possibly they could have smelled a scent or something of that sort. I really, really pray, you guys, and hope that they did not have sell that child for sex trafficking because it's linked with a motel. I mean, what in the hell are they doing in a motel? The baby had a grandparents with a home. Why would they be dragging him around in a motel? So it could have been, it's just my thoughts, my freedom of speech, that they could have tried to sell that baby for sex trafficking, because it's so much of that going on now in the world where these kids are being sold for drugs and so forth and so on. And it just, to me, it seems like drugs were involved in that situation, from just seeing it on the news, seeing the reactions of the father and the girlfriend. And then to top it off, they said the girlfriend had been in trouble for trying to choke the father. Oh my God. What's really going on in this world, you guys? We need to pray, 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 pray. And I hope that that little boy will, his grandparents will have, and his mother will have justice for that baby. That is horrific. Same thing in like the Malia Davis case where um, it was that boyfriend. It's always a boyfriend or a girlfriend or even nowadays parents killing their own children. And it's just really bad. It's really, really bad. Even when I saw where Darian Vance, who allegedly killed Malia Davis, and he walked out with the baby's body in a bag. Same situation. She put that baby in a bag. And when they went into that motel room, that baby's body was in a bag. Just like Darian Vance had Malia Davis' body in a bag and in a basket. I mean, what is really going on with these adults hurting these children? I just don't understand it. And I feel that he should have gotten life or the death sentence because of the fact that 40 years, he can be out at his age. I think he's like 26. He'll be out in his probably 30s or 40s. And he'll still have life, but Malia Davis didn't even have a chance to live. I mean, that's just not right. You're going to take a baby's life and then you're going to live your life. That is just not right. So with this particular situation, you guys, I do feel that the mother and the father had something to do with it, because how could that father let all that time go by and not know where his son is? And the last time the baby was seen was in school, the end of April. So where was the father in between that time? He should have known where his son was. And that mother of the son, it's no way that any mother or any father should let a kid stay away that long without knowing where their child is. So it's going to be more to it in this particular story because it's such a complicated situation. But I'm telling you, when the police get on it, the FBI's, and all of the witnesses, they are going to find out just like they did in Malia Davis' case. And people are still saying that Malia Davis' mother had something to do with it, and that Darian Vance just don't want to tell on her because of some love that he may have for her. Because in their particular case, the Malia Davis case, he had already had problems with hurting the child. Even the mother said it on TV, where he would be bathing the baby against her will and so forth and so on. So the way I look at it, why would you leave a baby with a man when he was bathing your baby against your will? He was hurting your baby against your will, and you're going to leave him with the herder, the abuser? So to me, I feel that it's neglect. It's neglect on any parent that leaves their child in harm's way or not know where their child is at all times. I mean, how could you let even a day go by? I mean, hours go by. My mother, it was 8 of us, and she checked on all 8 at all times. I mean, it's no way. It's no way. So anytime a situation like that happens and the baby has been missing for quite some time, it's always the parents involved, because you should know. You should know. You should know where your baby is at all given times. And for days to go by from the end of April in school, and I fault the school. The school should have called and notified the police department that this child has not been to school since the end of April. Why now come out and say it? I mean, somebody needs to talk with that school principal and find out why didn't they report that baby, because they could have started on the case looking for the baby and perhaps found the baby sooner, and hopefully the baby possibly could have been alive at that time. It's really, really heartbreaking because nobody knows what that poor little boy went through. They don't know if he was sexually abused. They don't know if he was tortured. They don't know if he was burned. They don't know anything. Nobody knows what happened to that little boy. And it's the same feeling from everyone, just like it was with the Malia Davis story. It is really, really horrific. And everybody was saying, oh, well, I've been went out of town and I left him with him and so and this, that, and the other. And he wouldn't do this, she wouldn't do that. You don't know what people would do these days. If they do drugs, they can do anything to hurt anybody, even their mother. I mean, you read about it every day. People are killing their mothers and fathers. I mean, I'm just looking at the news right now. There's a 14-year-old girl in the hospital following a shootout with the deputies. That means she was shooting back with them. These kids are shooting, killing. The world is just, it's bad. It's bad. And a lot of that is from the way kids are raised. And in my heart, I do feel that that little boy is in heaven because of the fact of all of the abuse that he has been around. The father and the girlfriend fighting, allegedly perhaps drugs around, jumping from pillar to pole, from mama to daddy, from daddy to girlfriend, this, that, and the other. And I think that God took the baby on to heaven to get him out of all that madness. And he's in a better place because something went terribly wrong. I mean, I think all of them seem to be a little shady to me. If you look at the news and just look at all and the way everybody is talking and this, that, and the other, it seems like it's a stage play that went wrong, really, because everybody's crying and the fake cries and the boy leaning on the mother's shoulder and he wouldn't do this and he wouldn't do that, and he looks like he possibly, allegedly, probably could have been on drugs, and she did too. They said she had a long record. But I'm just speaking my own feelings about it. And for a little boy to lose his life in his parents' hands, that is just, for any kid to lose their life in their parents' hands. And also, I don't know if you guys heard about when this lady was shooting at a dog because she was riding a bike and the dog came out of his house and he was running towards them. But when I saw the dog, he wasn't a very big dog. He looked like he was a pit bull, but he looked like he was young, And he possibly, you know how dogs want to get out of the house. He probably wanted to go and play. And the owner of the dog ran out and told the dog to get back, come back here, come back here. So the dog was still running around, wagging his tail, having fun, running towards them. And that lady shot at the dog and didn't put her son behind her. There it was again, child neglect. How are you going to be shooting a gun towards your own child? And the dog had not attacked. He had not attacked. And the owner was out there with the dog, calling the dog, going towards the dog. That owner would have, if that dog would have attacked, that would have been a different thing if she would have moved her son in the back of her instead of shooting towards her son. And the baby was just hollering, "Mama, Mom." His own mother shot him in the stomach. And thank God the child is going to make it. Oh my God, Jesus. And so that's a situation too that's pretty touchy, because now when they go to court, the judge may say, well, the dog was running towards them, and that was fear of the mother thinking the dog was going to attack them, even though the owner called the dog several times, but the dog did not obey his command. So even though the mother's charged, but that's another complicated situation. My thing with it is that she should not have shot a gun towards her child. You know your child is in harm's way. You should put your child behind you. That would only took just a half a second. Get behind me, and then shoot. But to shoot towards your, oh my God, what's really going on, you guys? I just don't understand. So I hope they find out what happened to the little boy, Samuel Olsen, in Houston. And they found him in the hotel room in Jasper, Texas. And that father's girlfriend was in the room with them. When they knocked on the door, it seems like they had to keep knocking in order to get in. And when they went in, they found the baby's body in a bag. I mean, what is it with these people killing these babies and sticking them in garbage bags and bags? And I just don't understand how one could live with themselves. And even in the room, because when that lady was on TV talking about and helping look for the child that she killed, possibly allegedly killed, how could she go back to the room where a dead body was? How could she sleep in the room where a dead body was? That's a heartless individual. How could that baby's daddy allow his child to come up missing all those days and not come forth if he did not have any involvement? Immediately, he should have said, my son is missing. He didn't see the baby. If you didn't see him, he's missing. So, everybody's just really touched with that story. And I'm not the judge and I'm not the jury, but I don't have to be in this case because God is sitting high and looking low. And whoever harmed that little boy, and even Malia Davis, if there are other people that thought they got away, that had anything to do with it, payday is still coming. You can't get by with hurting no babies. My mother always said older people and babies, those two people you do not mess with because payday will come to hunt you. And I'm going to end my show with that. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be coming back with more updates regarding Samuel Olsen, the little boy that they found in Jasper, Texas. And I don't know if it was a Motel 6 or a Best Western Motel. It was one of the two. And before I close, what do you guys think? I wonder, the hotel people, why didn't they smell a smell? It seems like a smell would have been coming from that room, or possibly when that lady left that room, I would have thought maids would go in, and clean up the room, and unless she had a no do not disturb on her door. Or she possibly could have called the front desk and said, don't clean the room. But it's going to be more coming out with this story. It's a very complicated situation. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be coming back. Bye.